Anime fans, welcome back. You love them, you hate them, or maybe you love to hate them. In this video, we'll take a look at the top 10 most hated anime characters. These are the ones that made you groan, yell at your screen, or maybe even consider dropping a series altogether. Let's get into it, starting with number 10, Minoru Mineta, My Hero Academia. Let's start with the little guy who leaves a big, bad impression. Minoru Mineta, with his grape-like hair, is one of the most polarizing characters in My Hero Academia. On paper, he's a quirky comic relief character who's resourceful enough to pass the rigorous Hero Academy tests. But in practice, he's the poster boy for inappropriate behavior. Mineta's obsession with women crosses the line into full-blown harassment. From peeping into the girls' locker room to making wildly inappropriate comments, he constantly makes viewers cringe. While some fans argue that his character is meant to represent comedic perversion, the humor often falls flat. Instead of making us laugh, it makes us root for his opponents in training battles. What's worse is that Mineta has potential. Number 9, Akito Soma, Fruits Basket. Coming in at number 9 is Akito Soma, the cruel and manipulative head of the Soma family in Fruits Basket. As the god of the zodiac spirits, Akito wields an iron fist over the cursed members of the family. But rather than guiding them with wisdom or kindness, Akito chooses to control them through fear and pain. Akito's tragic backstory, involving a toxic mother and immense pressure to live up to impossible standards, earns some sympathy. But even the most tragic past can't excuse outright abuse. From Yuki to Kyo, and even Toru, Akito's outbursts leave a trail of emotional and physical scars. The moments where Akito redeems herself later in the series come too late for many fans. By that time, the damage is already done, and the dislike for her character is firmly cemented. Number 8. Sugo Nobuyuki, aka Oberon, Sword Art Online. Slimy, creepy, and insufferable are just a few words that describe Sugo Nobuyuki, the main antagonist of Sword Art Online, Fairy Dance. Sugo takes villainy to a whole new level of disgusting with his actions toward Asuna. After trapping her in a virtual prison, he forces her to play the role of Titania, his queen, while he parades around as the Fairy King. Sugo's manipulation, combined with his lack of any redeeming qualities, makes him one of the most hated villains in anime history. He's not just evil, he's cowardly. Unlike antagonists who fight with honor, Sugo hides behind his schemes and only faces Kirito after stacking the odds in his favor. Even then, he loses miserably, which only adds to his pathetic nature. When he tries to take revenge in the real world and fails again, fans cheered for his downfall. Number 7. Shinji Ikari, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Shinji Ikari, the reluctant hero of Neon Genesis Evangelion, is one of the most complex characters on this list. On one hand, he's a traumatized teenager thrown into a horrifying situation where the fate of humanity rests on his shoulders. On the other hand, his constant whining, indecisiveness, and selfish actions make him unbearable at times. Yes, Shinji is a product of his circumstances, an absent mother, an abusive father, and the psychological toll of piloting an Evangelion. But his inability to rise above his struggles, combined with questionable decisions like that scene with Asuka, alienates him from fans. While some see Shinji as a realistic portrayal of a broken teenager, others just see him as a frustrating protagonist they'd rather not root for. Number 6. Orihime Inoue, Bleach. Orihime Inoue is one of the kindest and most loyal characters in Bleach, so why does she end up on this list? It all boils down to fan expectations and her role in the series. Orihime's unrequited love for Ichigo, combined with her tendency to scream Kurosaki-kun during tense moments, rubbed some fans the wrong way. Many viewers felt Orihime was sidelined as a damsel in distress, rather than being given meaningful character development. This was especially frustrating when compared to the more dynamic and proactive Rukia, who many fans wanted Ichigo to end up with. The fandom wars over ships only intensified the hate directed at Orihime. While she doesn't deserve all the backlash, her portrayal in the series left much to be desired. Number 5. Spandam, One Piece. Spandam, the cowardly and conniving leader of CP9 in One Piece, is the epitome of a spineless villain. Unlike the charismatic and complex antagonist fans have come to love, Spandam is the kind of guy who relies on others to do his dirty work while he takes all the credit. From framing Tom for a crime he didn't commit to abusing Nico Robin, Spandam's actions are despicable. He even misuses the devastating Buster Call, leading to unnecessary destruction just to satisfy his ego. Number 4. Mami Nanami, Rent-a-Girlfriend. Mami Nanami is the textbook definition of a manipulative ex. After breaking up with Kanzuya in the most humiliating way possible, she continues to interfere in his life just for kicks. Her two-faced nature, switching between sweet and vindictive, makes her one of the most hated characters in recent anime. While Kanzuya has his own set of flaws, Mami's constant meddling and mind games take things to another level. Fans were left wondering what her endgame was. Does she want Kazuya back, or does she just enjoy making his life miserable? Either way, Mommy's pettiness earns her a well-deserved spot on this list. Number 3. Ren Yamai, Komi can't communicate. Ren Yamai might seem like a cheerful and eccentric classmate, but beneath that bubbly exterior lies a toxic obsession with Komi. Ren's behavior quickly crosses the line from quirky to disturbing as she steals Komi's belongings and threatens anyone who gets close to her. While the rest of the cast in Komi Can't Communicate is endearing and supportive, Ren stands out as the oddball in the worst way possible. Her Yandere tendencies clash with the wholesome tone of the series, making her a character fans love to hate. Number 2. Sho Tucker, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Sho Tucker isn't just hated, he's infamous. As the sewing life alchemist, Tucker initially seems like a dedicated scientist and loving father, but his true nature is revealed in one of anime's most shocking and heartbreaking moments. Desperate to retain his state alchemist title, Tucker fuses his daughter Nina and her dog Alexander into a chimera. The resulting creature is a horrifying abomination that can only utter Nina's name. Tucker's lack of remorse and cold rationalization of his actions left fans speechless. His betrayal of his own family is so unforgivable that he's become a symbol of cruelty in anime. Number 1. Sakura Haruno, Naruto. Topping our list is none other than Sakura Haruno from Naruto. Sakura is a divisive character, with some fans defending her development and others criticizing her for being overly reliant on Sasuke and sidelining Naruto. Early in the series, Sakura's obsession with Sasuke and dismissive attitude toward Naruto made her an unpopular character. While Sakura grows into a capable ninja and an accomplished medic, her later accomplishments weren't enough to erase the negative impression she left early on. Fans remain split on whether she's underrated or overhyped, but one thing's for sure, Sakura's legacy as one of anime's most polarizing characters is here to stay.